Yo, what is up, y'all? It's Cone back here again today with another video. We have to talk about what Tyrese Maxey is doing for the Sixers over the last few games. In particular, just really over the course of the whole season, Tyrese Maxey has been really good, averaging 17.6 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting just under 50% from the field, and 42.1% from three on the season, which is really impressive. He was asked to really step up into a really big role, starting as the point guard since the whole Ben Simmons situation went down. So he's been really good over the course of the whole season. But these last four games, ever since James Harden got here, Tyrese Maxey hasn't just been good, he's played like one of the best guards in the entire association. You don't believe me? His stats in the 4 games with James Harden: 26.8 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 2 steals, shooting 64.9% from the field and 70% from three on around 4 attempts a game. It's been ridiculous what Tyrese Maxey is doing out there on the court. So I had to make a video talking about it for a little bit, talking about why he's thriving, not just because of the acquisition of James Harden, but really how that just shifts every team's game plan, the way that James Harden creates advantages for Tyrese Maxey. Not only that, but the way that Tyrese Maxey capitalizes on every single advantage, every moment, every opportunity that he gets. He's just continuing to get so much better, and James Harden being in the backcourt with him has completely unlocked his game. So today I want to go through a couple clips from these 4 games that they've played in and kind of just look at some of the plays that really stood out to me as I've watched them, because obviously I've been watching a lot of the Sixers with James Harden. They haven't lost yet, and they've looked really good, like one of the best teams in the NBA since he got there, in part due to him, in part due to Embiid, and big in part to the play of Tyrese Maxey. So I've been watching a lot of games. I've seen a lot of highlights that really stood out to me. So I'm going to go through some of those and kind of just talk about what I see in them, what is so super special about them, and just what Tyrese Maxey has been doing. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what you think Tyrese Maxey's ceiling is, because I've been asked by that for a couple people, and I really don't know what his ceiling is. He just continues to get better and better. But for right now, let's get into the highlights. All right, so the way that Tyrese Maxey has really been getting his buckets over this recent stretch is in kind of 3 main ways that I want to look at. I want to look at transition. I want to look at kind of some stuff off of the pick and roll between Embiid and Harden. And also I want to look a little bit at his own self-creation, because I do think while James Harden and Joel Embiid obviously help him, Maxey has been phenomenal in his own right as a self-creator. So in this clip here, if we start from the beginning, you'll see this is a transition clip. So Naz Reid here shoots the 3, bricks it, and then James Harden gets the ball. And something that Tyrese Maxey really has had to do a lot this season is be that main ball handler. But now having a guy like James Harden, he can utilize Tyrese Maxey's speed a lot. So you'll see here kind of at the top left of the screen, you'll see that Tyrese Maxey is already at half court sprinting. He's one of the fastest players in the league. Harden looks up and sees him, puts a perfect pass in space for him to get it up, goes up and over Patrick Beverley and puts the layup up and in. I'll go through it one more time. So goes out to Naz Reid, Harris closes out, Harden ends up getting the ball off the Joel Embiid tip, sees Tyrese Maxey and just hits him up ahead for the easy layup. So pretty easy transition buckets like that with Tyrese Maxey running in transition and James Harden or another player dishing it to him have been the way that he's gotten a lot of points, getting the opportunity to get out and run, because he doesn't have to ball handle as much, so he can utilize that speed, and that's been super valuable for the Sixers in these last. As I mentioned, another big piece of this equation is pick and roll play, or even in particular, coming out of those pick and rolls, a lot of switches. So as you will see here at the start of this clip, James Harden is being guarded by Karl Anthony Towns, and James Harden and Joel Embiid are such dangerous offensive players that whenever they run a screen, you have to switch on it. It's very rare that you're going to see them kind of stick to it. And so here, for example, the screen isn't shown in the clip, but James Harden and Joel Embiid ran a quick screen at the top of the key, I think right around half court, and now they've got this switch. And because of that switch, you might notice D'Angelo Russell is really shading over off of Tyrese Maxey in the corner. James Harden notices that, dribbles a little bit to kind of get D'Lo to shade over just a little bit, fall asleep. As you can see, the second Tyrese Maxey caught that ball, he started attacking. And D'Angelo Russell, there's no way he can recover here with how fast Tyrese Maxey is. So Tyrese Maxey is attacking. Anthony Edwards tries to go up, but Maxey is just really fast and finishes up at the rim. I'll play through it one more time. You'll see James Harden dribble in a little bit, so D'Lo continues to shade and be ready to help. Tyrese Maxey immediately attacks. He's one of the best attackers of closeouts amongst like all the young players in the league. He just attacks so fast with that speed, and it's so decisive. Like, he makes that decision in a split second, and as you can see there, gets that quick bucket. Here's another clip from that same game. Once again, James Harden has the switch. Karl-Anthony Towns guarding James Harden here. And of course, Joel Embiid is going to do what he typically does and head towards the center to potentially receive an entry pass. D'Lo, of course, shades over a little bit because he sees this happening. Same with McDaniels right here. He shades over because if Embiid catches it there with D'Lo being his primary defender, there's nothing they can do. That leaves Tyrese Maxey absolutely wide open, drills the three. Like I said, he's been shooting like 70% from three over these last 4 games. So just taking advantage of these mismatches, creating opportunities, not just for themselves, Harden and Embiid, but creating it for guys like Tyrese Maxey, who is taking such big advantage of those opportunities. Now, as I mentioned, a big piece of Tyrese Maxey, what he's been doing over this stretch, isn't just advantages created by other guys on the team, they're also created by himself. So I want to throw this clip in here. This is from the second game that James Harden was on the team against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. Thibault catches the ball here, kicks it to Embiid, kicks it to Tyrese Maxey, who just creates this ridiculous step back 3 over Emmanuel quickly to kind of put the dagger in this game. Just a super cool shot I wanted to show off his shot creation ability. Maybe he's been in the step back lab with James Harden. It looks very James Harden-esque the way he shoots that so quickly. Just gets right up and over Emmanuel quickly. Just a pretty cool clip I wanted to show off to kind of showcase a little bit of the shot creation that he's doing for himself. Back again against the Knicks, this time in Wells Fargo Center. James Harden running a pick and roll here with Paul Millsap, and it just continues to show how deadly the pick and roll can be for these guys. So James Harden being such a dangerous passer, RJ Barrett gets stuck on the screen, and so Mitchell Robinson has to switch. RJ is chasing, and obviously Cam Reddish has to kind of shade over off of Maxey, because otherwise you're just letting a guy in Paul Millsap dive to the rim. So he shades off, giving Tyrese Maxey a wide open opportunity. But instead of shooting the 3, Cam Reddish completely commits to that closeout. Tyrese Maxey kind of does like a quick like jab, like pump fake, immediately attacks the closeout. There's nothing Cam Reddish can do. He's not fast enough. Floats it right up and over Mitchell Robinson. Maybe could have even been an and one, but he gets the bucket to go. Utilizing that floater a lot on these closeouts. We'll look at the closeout one more time. Just attacking it with his speed. It's just super impressive. And like I said, his decision making, like here, he never for a second like kind of hesitates. As soon as he catches this ball, he decides, I'm going to attack. And that's a super critical piece for a young guy like Tyrese Maxey. When you have an offense like this, you're going to get those advantages. You just have to take advantage of them really quickly. And that's what he did here in this clip. Another clip, once again, in the Wells Fargo Center against the Knicks. 10-point game in the fourth quarter. Tyrese Maxey here. This is a self-creation clip. This is him doing everything. Crazy step back, very James Harden-esque at the top of the key. It was just cool. I kind of want to show this one off. I'll go through it one more time. So here, James Harden even sets a little bit of a screen here. They both commit to go over on Tobias Harris and knocks it in. These next few clips are all going to be from the last game that they just played last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This first one, Joel Embiid has the ball up in the post, kicks it to Matisse Thybulle, kicks it to Harris, kicks it to Maxey, gets it over to James Harden, and as you see, Darius Garland and Evan Mobley both close out on this. And now the crazy thing for James Harden here is because he is such a big threat, they had to close out, but now he has 2 options. He can pass to an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid, or a guy shooting 70% from 3 in these last couple games in Tyrese Maxey. Kicks it to Maxey. Maxey immediately knocks down the 3. Very easy. 2 guys having to close out because of how dangerous James Harden can be, and kind of just showcasing some of that ball movement that we've seen a lot from this Sixers team since James Harden came into town. As you can see in this clip, James Harden starting with the ball here in the top right corner where my camera used to be. We're going to see another pick and roll type thing here. So Tyrese Maxey kind of gets into the body of Darius Garland, runs over to the corner, and this ends up getting the switch as Joel Embiid kind of rolls to the paint, getting Darius Garland having to come help because Evan Mobley gets switched onto James Harden, and so they have to kind of throw that double team there because otherwise Harden is going to just take Mobley on one-on-one, or he's going to kick it to Embiid down low. So Tyrese Maxey pops out to the corner. Great relocation here. Gets the bounce pass. He does another one of those like quick jab step pump fakes, drives right past Lauri Markkanen and finishes at the rim with his speed. Once again, making a really quick decision. So once again, just showing it here. They have to help out on James Harden. Otherwise, he's just going to cook up there on the perimeter. Just Tyrese Maxey once again attacking a closeout really, really fast and really decisively. And finally, one more quick Joel Embiid, James Harden pick and roll to send you on your way. Here we have Joel Embiid dribbling the ball up, giving it to James Harden on a handoff. He starts to roll, getting Darius Garland kind of caught. So James Harden is going to kind of run wide open here into the paint unless Mobley shades over to help. Mobley, of course, does shade over. Tyrese Maxey steps into what is a really, really deep three and just knocks it down like he's been doing pretty much the entire time that James Harden has been here. He's been phenomenal. And so plays like these, the ones that I showcased, have really shown why Tyrese Maxey has been so effective. There's been other stuff too, like getting to the free throw line a lot of self-created floaters, a lot of those transition buckets that I didn't show. But I just want to kind of give you an example of the way that Tyrese Maxey has been scoring and taking advantage of the opportunities that he's getting from defenses now that he's got Embiid and Harden out there. Tobias Harris is a guy I really expected to kind of get some of these opportunities that Maxey has more so been getting. So maybe his production will drop off a little bit, but still, the way that he's been playing, it feels very sustainable. Obviously not the 70% shooting from three, unless maybe it is, but Tyrese Maxey has just been so phenomenal, and so I wanted to showcase this in this video. If you did enjoy this style of video, let me know in the comment section below. I really did enjoy making this, and I kind of want to make it for other players, so if you do want to see that, let me know. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will see you all later. Real one, say it back.